Hello gamers! In this video, I'm going to demonstrate some basic tips to keep in mind while building your kingdom in Fabledom. This video will focus on building homesteads. A homestead is where peasants live. Homesteads are thus the basic building block of the game, and several have to be constructed. At the start of a new game, you have to rapidly construct a lot of them to quickly raise population. What I want to focus upon is that homestead construction is more complex than it appears. So pay close attention to these. Point number 1. What does a homestead cost? If you check the price, it takes 25 coins to construct a homestead, and that will use 15 wood as resource. But when you place it and build it, the cost can change and can go up to 55 coins. Why is that so? 25 coins is the cost of the main building. For every tile we add to the floor area of the homestead, it costs 2 coins, up to 10 coins for the required 5 tiles. This leaves us with 20 coins difference. Homesteads can have 2 attachments placed in 2 out of its 5 possible tiles, aka foundation. Each of these attachments cost 10 coins. While the last 3 attachments are useful as they give 1 homegrown per day, which can be consumed by fablings and is automatically stored in a homestead. The others serve as a decoration and increase desirability by +3. When a homestead is constructed, there is a checkbox which allows for randomized placing of the decorations. This randomized placing might take 2 items that increase only desirability, leaving the homegrown production, which can accelerate fablings starving in winter, especially on cruel difficulty. So, uncheck this box and place at least 1 source of homegrown directly inside the foundation. You can also delete the attachments placed previously and place a new attachment as per your needs, which will have to be constructed by a laborer and will cost 10 extra coins. So this covers the cost of a homestead. 25 to 55 coins and 15 wood for its construction. Let's start with point number 2. Head of household. A homestead can have 3 peasants, but one of them is automatically assigned a special role, which is head of household. This is visible as a small home icon below that peasant's icon. The head of household, I'm abbreviating them as H1 as for first member, is responsible for maintaining the storages of the household. This includes gathering food from production or storage buildings and bringing them back to their homestead. H1 stays in the home for most of the year and maintains it by filling up on supplies. When working fablings are hungry, they will rush back to their homestead to eat, even if they leave jobs incomplete, like in this example. This laborer left building work in the middle to rush to home for eating. So the job of H1 is to ensure the homestead is stocked up when the working fablings rush back. As they come back and deplete the food, the stocks will fall, and H1 will then go and collect more. Similarly, H1 is also responsible for going out and collecting coal to burn for winters. Another important thing to note about H1. H1 is a job in itself. This means that H1 is not available for doing any other job. So, when we construct a homestead and it has room for 3 peasants, only 2 are available for jobs, while the third one stays at home and maintains the homestead. In this example demonstrated on creative mode, all 171 fablings are in their own homes and have a job, so none are unemployed. I construct a homestead, which gives +3 more to population limit. Then I construct a farm, which can absorb those 3 extra fablings in a job. Now I add 3 peasants and all 3 will go and inhabit the empty homestead, with 1 randomly being selected as H1. Notice that when I attempt to add these 3 to farm work, I can only add 2. This is because H1 is a job in itself and cannot be given any other work. H1 even appears as description where jobs of other workers appear. Let's move on to point number 3. What is the significance of foundations? As I mentioned before, while a homestead is placed, the actual home takes an area of 1 tile. The other 5 tiles form a boundary wall within which a homestead is considered placed. These foundation tiles are not a perfect boundary, and fablings can walk through them if necessary. In this example, I have constructed a bunch of homesteads, and the laborer has to walk across all of their boundary walls to finish the water well beyond. You can see it is not a problem for them, so fablings can easily walk across these walls. These foundation tiles make a total area of 6 tiles where a homestead is built. The home itself as 1 tile, while 5 more tiles can be added in a 3x2 format from any wall of the home except from front side, where the entrance is as shown by blue drop icon, or visible as the green door of the building. Foundation plays no role in calculating desirability. In fact, this applies to all tile affecting buffs and debuffs, which included basic wells range, positive desirability and negative desirability. Here in this example, I will move a sawmill whose red negative desirability tile effect is clearly visible. Yes, buildings and decorations can be moved if no fablings are inside buildings. Remember to avoid destroying them, instead move them somewhere else. Now, watch when I carefully place the sawmill at its new location, such that only a single out of 6 tiles of a homestead are within its effect. We check the homestead and find that sawmill does not affect it yet. Moving the sawmill and getting only the home tile under the red effect decreases desirability. You might argue that it's the majority of tiles being covered that creates the effect, but it's not the case, as demonstrated. It is the same case with the range of basic well. Single tile of foundation being covered equals no effect. Same is the case with covering a majority of the foundation tiles. And again, as soon as just the home tile is covered, the effect is applied. Same is the case with pink effect of decorations, which boosts desirability. Again, to summarize, positive or negative desirability tile effect and water well range affects a homestead only if it passes through the home tile within its foundation walls, not depending on the other tiles. Let's start with point 4. Within foundation tiles, it is possible to place decorations. When we construct a normal homestead, there are 5 tiles, out of which 2 are randomly assigned to attachments. But there are 3 blank tiles remaining this way. It is possible to place decorations within their 3 blank tiles. This is a very useful strategy to save space, and while making multiple homesteads, we are decorating them at the same time. This applies to all 1 tile and 2 tile decorations, and they can be placed within boundary wall provided the 2 attachments don't interfere with their free space. This does not apply to the basic well, which has to be placed outside the boundary walls only. Let's finish the video with the last tip, which is keeping a fabling working near their homes makes them happier. While opening up any work building, you see the fablings along with a small colored light, which can be green or red or blue. This signifies how far they are working from their homes. In summary, fablings who work far from home have to travel long distances to eat and have a greater chance of starvation and death. While assigning fablings to any work building, they are automatically sorted according to the distance of the building from their homes, and the green ones are preferred. For orange or red fabling workers, if we have extra unemployed fablings, on dismissing and re-employing, the game will automatically employ the fabling with green light status for that building. For a more detailed and better control over this distance criteria, You can open the workplace menu from the buttons below, which precisely shows all buildings, how many of them are full, if they have any action pending. And we can directly control employing fablings from here. Fill all your buildings with green fablings, and the happiness will stay high as well. This was my basic tips video about homesteads in Fabledom. If this video taught you something new or you like this video, do subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.